This is LKJ Sports. My name is Clayton. We got here Leo and LJ. What's up, guys?
Going on?
What's up, my man?
What's up? All right, so we're going to talk about football, the NFL, in this episode. Um, if
My favorite sport.
LJ, why don't you start off with one of your whatever you want to talk about with your team?
Obviously, I'm
Exactly.
a Chargers fan. It is a rough life for anyone questioning my loyalties and whatnot. It's not always great. Die-hard fan though, love them, support them. Definitely sometimes where you yell at TV and you're not as happy as you could be, but die-hard Chargers fan. Think we have a rock star team set up, minus maybe the receiving core. It's a very weak receiving core. Very worried about it, but
Yeah, y'all lost
we
some
got a
players
coach.
there.
Losing Keenan Allen hurt me. I'm not gonna lie. Keenan Allen hurt.
And Mike
Um,
Williams, man.
he's been injured a lot. Yeah, love the
He's
guy,
still
but
a baller?
still a baller. Yeah. I'm hoping maybe Quentin Johnson is gonna have a really good offseason and becomes that next Mike Williams, but I'm highly
He's gonna take
doubtful.
a huge leap.
Yeah, but I got to root for my team. I think the coach there, every interview and everything I've been looking at, whether it be from training camps or OTAs, whatever, uh, everyone seems to love him. He's bringing a really good demeanor over to the team, good stuff going. So I think it's going to help. I really do.
What do you think they're gonna land in the AFC West?
It's a rough division. Outside of
Wow.
the Chiefs are there. That's a rival team for us. Honestly, I think that if we'll go 1-1 with them this year is my prediction. I don't think any team's going to go 2-0. I think it's really hard to do in their own division. I know Chiefs have been doing it pretty consistently. My hopes are going to go 1-1 with them. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to go 2-0 against them. I think that's outlandish, right? I think a 1-1 is definitely reasonable. I think Chiefs are probably going to take the division, and we'll try to sneak into a wild card. It's just
Whoa, 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 whoa,
early in the
whoa,
season.
whoa, whoa. Hold on. Y'all are going to the playoffs?
I'm very confident we're going to playoffs this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously, saying this now right now, there could be injuries and weird stuff that happens to any team. But looking where we're at in the coaching and the talent behind the quarterback Justin Herbert, our defense. Hopefully, on paper last year, we should have had one of the best defenses in the league, and we were one of the worst defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you don't improve,
This is the
especially the talent.
this is the one thing I want to ask you, and this is an honest question because you're a true Chargers fan. I respect everybody's fandom, even though I know it's misguided and y'all don't stand a chance. But that's beside the point. The point is is I'm asking you a serious question. I hear all this Herbert hype, right? And he's not he's very, very, very good. But I always hear about people talking about how great he is. When he had the help, why was he never able to elevate that team? I don't understand that. And people still give him all this credit all the time.
I think where you're coming from, and I think a lot of people look at it, they think the quarterback can win the game if the defense is giving up ridiculous points, ridiculous plays, never letting the offense really get anything going. The quarterback can do a lot of it, sure, but if you're even on the offensive side, if your receivers drop balls, if your linemen miss blocks, let people destroy your quarterback, rush him, pressure him. Your quarterback can only do so much without your team helping him. And the defense on the opposite side of the ball, if the defense is just letting everything go, and there's a reason why they were ranked as bad as they were because it was atrocious. And then on top of that, your coach. If your coach makes stupid decisions like going it for it on 4th and 12 in your own on your own field, like what are we doing here? Like I said, your quarterback can only do so much. Whether it's Justin Herbert, whether it's Patrick Mahomes, whether it's any other quarterback in the league, right? If you have things on your team that are deterring you from getting to a win, how many games will we have won in the last 2 years had our coach decided to kick a field goal? I think if I looked it up again, I think it's 9 or 10 games. Um, that's a big stat. If your coach isn't willing to do the things that other coaches are to win the game, I think it's a cool thing to say. I trust my team to go there and make these plays, make them happen. Kick the field goal, hit the game, win. When you lose by 2 points, you lose by 3 points. You chose not to kick 4 field goals in a game. That's
So
your
Herbert
coach.
deserves zero blame, correct? I'm just making sure
He's had bad
we're
plays.
on the one.
He's had bad plays, just like any other. I'd say he's had definitely bad plays. I think he has had a phenomenal career so far.
Think so?
Uh, I mean, broke every rookie record you could possibly break as a rookie quarterback. He's consistently throwing for crazy numbers.
But
I
what are
his
you winning? But what are you winning though? Is what I'm asking.
What do you want him to win? You want him to win a Super Bowl?
I wanted to win a playoff game. You lost to Trevor Lawrence 2 years ago, but that's not on Herbert though. We got to remember that was everybody else.
I mean, is that on Herbert? Is that
It
all? I
is.
mean, you like to single out that because you're a Herbert
Pull
hater.
up,
You're a
pull up his
Herbert hater.
numbers. Pull up the game, his numbers from the game. And
We've
tell me how he played.
we've pulled him up. He had, I think, he was two interceptions. He had 285 yards, something like that. At the end of the day, that game, the defense crumbled too. Defense started out hot.
Okay.
Like me and you were watching that game in person. That defense
Sure.
was on fire.
Sure.
What happened to that defense in the second half?
You get four
They
interceptions. They
gave up. Yeah, no, okay, for half a game. What was the other half of the game? They gave up the extra 35 points.
Herbert's got to make some plays, bro.
Cool. My defense has to stay consistent.
Okay.
If the defense held them to that crazy good, like they did, they had a phenomenal half. Where were they the second half? They just say, "I did my job." Okay, cool. Go out, do your thing. That's what it felt like. They killed it that first half, and then the next thing you know, the defenses who allowed those other points to be scored.
All right, guys. Let's stick to this current season.
Fair enough.
And you mentioned the division being a tough division.
It's very tough.
I don't know. It's a very unproven. Besides the Chiefs, so I could easily see them sneaking in as a wild card. Being second.
AFC's too loaded, man.
AFC is definitely more loaded than NFC overall. But
they have to play the Broncos twice and the Raiders twice, which is not a hard game.
The Raiders will be a lot better with
Raiders will be good.
AP as their coach.
Yeah,
man,
I don't know.
The AFC North alone is going to get 2 to 3 teams. Bengals, Ravens, Steelers are all going to be better, and Cleveland's not going to be bad because Deshaun Watson is bad. But all four of those teams are better than the Chargers, if you want to be honest about it.
Yeah, but it's about who you play, right? It's about, like, if your division's weak, then you play them twice, and so your schedule's, not as strong. So AFC North, I see what you're saying. I think they're gonna bang on each other, right? And they're gonna
AFC South. Indianapolis and Jacksonville aren't bad teams. Tennessee, not so much, but Indianapolis and Jacksonville aren't bad teams.
I mean, if it depends on how their quarterback comes back from their injury, right?
Yeah, I agree.
We've not got to see him, a whole lot. We haven't got to see everything.
He played well before he got hurt, though.
Yeah. Any team can beat any team at any point in time in the NFL. That's just proven, right? So yes, these teams were great last year. Some have made some good additions, some made some bad additions, some are going to be neutral. But even like the Jets, right? They were the laughingstock for so long. The Jets still beat the Chiefs. Like I said, these things happen, right? NFL, anything can happen on any given Sunday, right? Like any team can win any game. This season could start out crazy. The Chiefs could start out 0-3. Look at their schedule. It's not unlikely.
If y'all were in the NFC, I would say y'all had a chance to sneak in. But your conference, bro, it's just a hard ball because, like you said, the Jets, Aaron Rodgers is back. They're going to be a lot. I mean, the Steelers, they have a pulse at quarterback now. Their defense is amazing. So, I mean,
you think Aaron Rodgers is going to do anything for the Jets? Really? He hasn't played a game in 2 years.
Hey, me and you, dead are better than Zach Wilson, so he can't be much worse.
I disagree. Look at Zach Wilson's stats. He's actually had better stats than Mahomes. I'm just saying. Is he better than Mahomes? No. Did he have better stats than Mahomes? He did.
Well, you can't say that.
It's factual. I don't think he's a great quarterback by any means, but
he's an NFL quarterback.
What? What did you say?
I said people don't get on our don't people don't get on the comments right now. That didn't he was joking, everyone.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just saying, man. There's stats for a reason. Sometimes, again, you can stat pad and say different things and find a stat to make someone look good. But
Yeah, because
I don't know if
he had
Aaron
a
Rodgers will
great
do it.
defense. He had a
He
defense every
did.
game that kept him in a game. So his stats are going to look better than what they are. You know, if you have a good defense, there's got to be some like your stats are going to look better for sure.
Yeah.
We're talking about Mahomes or Zach Wilson?
Wilson.
I mean,
Okay.
both. It's both.
Mahomes, Zach
But that's what
Wilson,
we're
and y'all gonna
talking
be
about.
mad at me.
Yeah.
Wilson is probably, besides Jamarcus Russell, he is the most overrated quarterback to ever come into the NFL. Zach Wilson's awful,
Uh,
and I'm just being
he's
real.
he's. I mean, yeah, he's not great. I'm not gonna deny that.
Well, I think Jets were kind of being handcuffed in a way of playing him because who else are they going to play?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with
So,
that.
I
But
mean,
he's just not very good.
no, he's not. And
Fair. It's
he's
fair.
a where's he at now? Is he
Denver,
Broncos?
he's with Denver. Yeah,
Denver, yeah.
he's
I
gonna
think
get beat
Nick's
out. He's
just
gonna
taking
get
that
beat
one.
out by right. He's gonna get beat out by a rookie.
Yeah. But hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
speaking of teams that could be good, I mean, you have Sean Payton as your coach. You got to think the team's going to improve
I
a
agree.
little
That's what I'm
bit,
saying. Your
right?
division is hard. I don't think Denver's gonna suck. I agree.
I don't know. They're not going to be any better though. I don't think.
I think they'll be better. I think you'll
I think
see.
they can get to 8 wins, 8 or 9 wins.
That's what they had last year.
I think they can improve by 2 games. I really do.
I
Nah,
just
I
don't,
think
man. If Jim Harbaugh gets out of 7 wins, bro, he should be up for coach of the year. And I'm not saying that, we go back and forth teasing, but bro, y'all just don't have the team around you right now. That's no
our receiving
disrespect.
core is terrifying to me. I'll be honest with this fan. He's like, I'm worried that we're not going to go that route. Like, I mean, all
You
the
got to score
rumors, right?
points, bro. You ain't gonna be able to score enough.
Again, looking at what we have and looking at what Harbaugh's done, it's going to be very run heavy and tight end heavy.
yeah,
So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Especially with
wide
Greg Roman
receiving is
as
what's
your
there,
OC. Yeah, I agree.
which we've
and,
sucked at running. So
and that's probably why there's been a whole lot more pressure on the quarterback
Herbert.
because
yeah,
Herbert because it's all pass heavy and
yep,
Kellen Moore's gone, right?
yeah, they
Yeah, they got
already out.
Greg Roman, the old
Um,
Baltimore OC.
Yeah,
So and
Well,
he was with Lamar Jackson. They led the league in rushing when he was there. So
honestly,
y'all
I
gonna
wish
be
we'd
running
see
the
more
ball.
scrambling. I wouldn't mind seeing him scramble more. He's got some legs
well,
on him when they let him do it.
he'll probably do some rollout because like Kaepernick kind of type style where rolling
Yeah.
out and a lot of play action. Because if you're gonna run, you're gonna
Now if you
play
can
action.
go get a trade for T Higgins or Brandon Ayuk, then we can talk.
I would
Because you
love to
need you
see a
need you
trade come
need
up.
you need
Yeah,
a receiver.
I've seen DK Metcalf as an option right now. Saw a post around. I don't know how
Yeah.
rumor mill that was
Hey,
driven, but
hey,
give me
that
a
would be a
wide
nice one
receiver
too.
one. Just give me one wide receiver one that's worthy of the title. I like Palmer. He's a good backup. He does well.
Yeah, but
But
I
he's
mean,
not wide receiver one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just be realistic. He's not definitely
No.
our one. No, I agree.
Yeah, it's
He's
definitely
a
a
good
weak
player.
lineup for us. I'm optimistic with the coach and the attitude there. But
Right.
speaking of my team, I mean, what do you got over there for your team, sir? Over your taco trash for
Hey,
my team. Yours is so great.
hey, I'm a diehard Giants fan all day, but I'm
Mhm.
I'm a Josh Allen defender as well. Team Eli Manning, by the way. It's a little segue there. Team Eli Manning, future Hall of Famer. Um, but no, I'm a diehard Giants fan. I ain't never gonna change that. That's my team, right? I will be the first to tell you that I will take any quarterback in the league over Daniel Jones. I'll take Zach Wilson before I take Daniel Jones. And that is the truth.
Ooh, I
I'm
don't
not a
know on
Daniel
that
Jones
one.
fan. I get killed by some of my homies who are Giants fans. I understand. Daniel Jones is awful, and we're paying him $40 million to do nothing,
I
right?
would take Daniel Jones over
Now,
Zach Wilson in that argument. I'm
now,
just saying.
if there's no excuses this year, Jalen Hyatt, and we drafted Malik Neighbors, right? I know we lost Saquon, but this is your year, Daniel Jones. Show us what you got. You got to stay healthy. You got to make some plays, right? Because you want to talk about a weaker division. Dallas won't be as good next year. Philly, you never know.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
Commanders are going to be starting a rookie quarterback. So, I mean, I'm
Eckler.
not, hey, Eckler, right? He's with the Commanders. But I'm saying in the NFC is weaker. So, Daniel Jones, what are you going to do? right? I just don't believe in him, man. If he has a bad year, hopefully we can go get Shador Sanders or Carson Beck or one of those big time quarterbacks out of college for next season, and then we can go from there. But we'll
Yeah.
see. It's no excuses, man. No excuses for Daniel Jones. We do have a horrible O line, but it's no excuses.
I mean, those are valid points for your team to be improving on, though.
So no excuse, man.
Yeah, but I mean, every team starts with a good O line, though. I mean, like you got to give them
I
some.
Dallas back in the day.
I understand where you're coming, bro,
Yeah, I mean,
but
Patriots, like when Patriots
I
were good.
watch 98% of a game. It's a rare day if I miss a game, even when we're not winning. He makes so many bad decisions when he's not pressured that it kills
That's
our team. It's the turnovers, bro. It's the turnovers. I'm not saying he's not running for his life a lot of the times, but when he has a clean pocket, when everything is going his way, he makes so many bad decisions and he turns the ball over in the red zone a ton. He's third in the league in turnovers since he's been a starter. We can't win like that. I say they can't win like that.
fair. Fair point's harsh. I mean, I definitely am in a better position than you with the quarterback from a
At
team.
quarterback, yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know about overall team though. Quarterback, yeah.
Not
The
defense
Giants
on
defense gonna be
paper.
loaded.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevon Thibodeau and they traded for Brian Burns from Carolina. So hey, our defense is gonna be something to reckon with now. I'll take Herbert. I'll take Herbert over Daniel Jones with 2 torn ACLs and no meniscus. So I understand what you're saying, but I mean, hey, it's hard not to be better than Daniel Jones. But I'm just saying, man. I know I sound like I'm hating on the dude, but I've seen so many times he just makes so many boneheaded plays, man. It's hard to love it.
It's gonna be a wild
Yeah,
season.
yeah. I think with Giants, their big reason is the fact that they have a harder division.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think because I think Cowboys are going to be up there. Eagles are going to be up there. They're much better than the Chargers division. You know,
You think?
yeah, I think
Let's say it's on par. It's
no, no.
the
I
things.
just
I
think
mean,
Dallas is gonna take a
Dallas and
step back, bro,
yeah,
because they lost Tyron Smith. They lost a lot of their key pieces. You know what I mean? CD, they I mean they gonna sign him, but CD's not been there. They ain't
Pollard's
paid
gone
Dak
right.
yet. Tony Pollard's gone.
Yeah, but you know, I still think
Do you?
I think there's some like mental. There's a thing in the I've always seen in that division about how it's always this team beating that team, and this team beats that team, and it's been a trend, like it seems like in that division,
Where
like
it's a different winner every year. Is that what you're trying to say?
well that, but also like there's certain teams that always beat this team. There's always certain teams that beat that team, like
Oh, like
Eagles.
you have their number type thing.
Yeah, yeah, like it's kind of like a mental like it for the out of all the
Yeah,
divisions, I feel like that division has the most of that. Like cuz the
yeah.
Commanders who the Commanders beat. I feel like there's and I'm just surprised all the time about how like the Commanders always beat this team. It's got to be either the Cowboys or the Eagles cuz the Eagles always beat the Cowboys, right? That's usually what
Yeah.
it's been like,
Usually,
right? And then the Giants.
Cowboys whoop up on the Giants normally.
And so, like, and I think the Commanders are in there too in some way. They always beat this one team, and I'm just like, how is it like that? It's kind of like trending in a way. It's kind of
Schemes
weird to
and
me.
schematics. Yeah, certain teams just
I
have a game
guess
plan that's more prepared, right? I mean,
preparedness isn't necessarily about because these are different coaches, different
yeah.
players. Like it's all based. What I'm saying is it's all based on the team name almost. It's just weird to me how it works out that way. I don't know. I've
Yeah,
noticed that
yeah,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
I follow the Cowboys, but not because I like them. We get a lot of the
Man,
Cowboys games.
we get a lot of
But
Cowboys fans here, man.
a
Hmm.
ton. But I do have to ask this dark question of the season: Who's your MVP this year?
It's too early to tell. way too early to tell.
I mean, you can't go based off when the games already start. I'm saying if you had to pick going into the year, who would you pick as your preseason MVP?
It's
Honestly, I
gonna
might pick a rookie.
be. It's gonna be
I might pick a rookie.
As an MVP?
MVP. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the MVP, the MVP, not
Oh,
rookie of
okay.
the year, MVP.
Mm,
And your boy Stroud's got a real good chance this year.
He's. I
it's
mean,
hard to know.
he's got all the talent around him to do it, but
A ton.
I would rather have a Super Bowl than MVP.
No, I agree. But I'm going Josh Allen. I'm going Josh Allen. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I think Keon Coleman is going to be better than people think. Dalton Kincaid, Khalil Shakir. They sign Marquez, Valdez, Scantling. James Cook is a very good running back. Their whole line is solid. I think Josh Allen is going to win the most valuable player this NFL season.
I'm gonna go McCaffrey.
Not a bad pick.
I think it's due for an RB to get it again, man. I think it's due.
He was close last year, to be honest.
And McCaffrey's a safe pick.
Yeah, but the way the league has changed so much, I think it's going to be a quarterback.
They probably will, but it's just hard to deny what that guy's done for that team. You know
He's
what
a
I mean?
huge piece. He's very valuable
Puts
to
up
them. I agree.
Yeah, puts up stats too. Like he's definitely in that conversation, and that I think he'll definitely be in the conversation again this year. I would say maybe a turning point to give it that. The quarterbacks haven't really set themselves aside. You know what I mean?
Even a dark horse, Tua, because he's going to put up so many yards. I don't think he's like necessarily that guy, but it's just the way the offense is designed with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane and all and what's his name? The other running back that scored a bunch. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank on it. But
Waddle,
Waddle and 31 back. No, I can't think of his name. It'll come to me, but they just got he's got so many weapons, and all you gotta do is throw it up, and Tyreek Hill is gonna run under it. You know what I'm saying? So
I guess I would put a Burrow before I put a Tua. But
no, I agree.
But Burrow starts off the season
Raheem
awful.
Mostert is who I was talking about. Mostert. My
Mostert,
bad.
Yeah. Burrow starts the season off trash. Like his stats are awful, and if he does that again, it's hard to make that comeback right back into that conversation. Your first 5 games or 6 games are just awful, and maybe you win them, maybe you don't, but you're just doing really bad turnovers. I think you kind of take yourself out of that conversation. I know you still have 10 games left, 11 games.
Right.
But that's a big turning point to do, and he starts off really cold.
I agree. He normally doesn't start off well. And my last dark horse, believe it or not, I know there's going to be a out of left field. Matthew Stafford. I really like the Rams' weapons, man. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams.
Trade you. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
I'd take Jared Goff over Stafford right now. I know they pretty much switch teams, right?
But they're close, though, bro.
Yeah, I know. I think Goff.
Close.
I like that dark horse, though. Stafford. Good one.
Yeah, I might
who you got?
I just can't go with the guy that's in Detroit. I just feel like you can't go with that.
They were so close last year to being in the Super Bowl.
They're in Detroit. I just can't.
Great
get past
coach.
that.
Great coach.
Great coach is the reason they lost in the playoffs last year, though, to be honest.
Nah, dude, that was some collusion BS, essentially, with that Dallas game.
That was bogus. That was
an extra sweet spot. That would have switched everything up, though. But you really couldn't give it to Detroit. They have solid players. Like
they're really good. I agree. They're very good.
Yeah, they can have a good team. It's just there's the media drives that stuff, and
I agree. It's all about a narrative. About a narrative.
You have to create the story, and that's why Brock Purdy almost won it last year. And I'm like, how?
I'm gonna sound like a big time hater, but I've always thought he was overrated.
On a good system and a good team.
Yeah,
I agree.
And so, I'm looking at the list right now, and I think it's going to be a quarterback. I really do. Who won it? Who won it last year? I can't.
Lamar.
Lamar?
Lamar.
I was about to say Lamar, but then I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he won it last year. So I don't know if he
Yeah.
can. I would want to give
Yeah.
it to him, but
Throw that
oh
Baker
man,
Mayfield name in there,
no. um, dang.
Give it to your boy.
I'm saying, bro,
Nah,
Stroud's got a great chance because y'all are going to be really, really, really good.
it's his second year. I mean, how many people do it in their second year?
I agree, but
It's
your
gonna.
team's normally not that loaded on your second year either. Y'all are loaded, like, honestly.
You know what? I'm gonna go a little off what my instincts are telling me,
Sure.
but dang. Dang. Nah.
Throw it out there. Throw it out in the ether, man.
I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes.
Fair enough. You're going with chalk, as they say. That's never a bad pick. Going with
Not a bad
the
pick.
best player in the league. I think the only reason that I don't pick him is because I just don't think without the explosiveness of a Tyreek Hill, I just don't know if he'll have the gaudy numbers. You know what I mean?
Got Hollywood.
He's obviously the best quarterback, but I just don't know if he'll have the gaudy because when he was at Tyreek Hill, he was 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, things of that nature. I think Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy are going to be they're speedsters, but are they Tyreek Hill though? That's a difference.
Yeah, because I could easily see that um, they end up not making it to the Super Bowl this year, just
I hope
because
not. I'm tired of him.
it's hard to three-peat. And so if they don't win the Super Bowl, then what is he else he gonna do? What is he gonna do
Yeah,
instead? And I could see this as an MVP season instead of a Super
sure.
Bowl. Because then
And if
that,
and if that's the case, then I love that take because I do not want to see them win.
Dude, I have so many Chiefs friends, man. I can't. I just can't. I couldn't do it.
Well, if he wins three in a row, bro, I'm done. I can't take it either. I
I can't.
cannot.
Because then it's gonna come up to the GOAT conversation, like all these things I don't even want to talk about, right? It's just like, ugh. I
I mean, he's
respect the
great.
talent. I
He's
respect the
great.
talent. But no.
yeah,
No.
yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna say for sure.
I like it, man. I think all three of us made very valid points. I like it.
Hey man, so we're talking about our teams over here. I know you're a Stroud fan. Does that carry over to your team or just purely Stroud?
I mean, I've been a Texans fan since JJ Watt was my favorite player.
Good
So
player.
I've been following them ever since, and yeah, this year is exciting. Like they got tons of players coming. Stroud's, had a good first year, so I'm looking forward to this year. They had a playoff win. It's definitely something to get over that first hump. You want to get that first playoff win under your belt, and he did in his first season. So I'm looking forward to that. And, I just think they got some good defensive players. Their head coach is definitely defensive minded. So, and it seems like he's a player's coach. He draws in these players and they want to come. A lot of 1 year contracts, so it seems like players want to come play for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for the season. I think we'll make the playoffs again. Our division is one of the weaker divisions in my opinion. It's still not
It
like
is.
For sure.
it's not like a layup, but it's a lot of new quarterbacks, a lot of you know it's a good time to be a Texans fan. That's what I feel.
I agree.
It's definitely a good time. You guys are looking impressive for sure. I think it's probably the coolest talent you've had on your team since JJ. Honestly, would you say? I mean, I know when you guys had Deshaun, that brought up a lot of attention, but I think this is going to be that next kind of true coming of that team. It's gonna be interesting.
Well, Stroud had the chance to be the best player in our entire organization's ever had. Like, he's phenomenal.
I still got to give it to JJ, but I think it's hard to
No,
tarnish.
now I'm just saying.
He's got potential.
Eventually,
Yeah, he's definitely gonna. As long as he stays healthy, I think that's your franchise QB you'll be rooting for the next 10 years, if not more. He definitely got that. I think a lot of teams have gotten that talent in the last 5 years. Right, they're seeing a lot of talent that's going to stick around. I think the Texans definitely locked that one up. It's got to keep the
oh,
players around him.
how many rookies do you know that don't even throw 5 interceptions in their rookie year? That's some crazy thing is he don't turn the ball over. Like that is so impressive.
Is this
It's a
going
good
back
point.
to? Is this going back to Daniel Jones and him throwing
No,
all
no,
the
no, 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 no.
interceptions?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm giving Stroud his flowers. I'm just like, man,
impressive.
it's impressive as a rookie to be able to see the field that well and not make those crucial mistakes. But please don't team me up with Daniel Jones. You'll get me going again.
Nah. Your teams would be solid this year. I mean, honestly, I said out of the three of us here, you probably have the best chance going far.
I agree.
Unbiasedly about my team. Hoping my team does better, but I said on paper, you guys are more geared to do better than Chargers and the Giants. So
I agree.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed about CJ from the start was that he got the ball out fast. He wasn't, holding the ball a long time. He was able to make his check downs, and that's like a big piece of being a quarterback is being able to just be in the pocket and do your check downs and get it out fast. That was like very like, that was the first things I've noticed about him, and it just made me feel a lot better as far as having him as a quarterback because he's able to do that, and I saw the videos of him this offseason, going through tape, kind of giving breakdowns, and how knowledgeable he is of personnel is like, it's strong. Like, and him being only in his second season, it just kind of gets to me like, he knows all this just in his second season and able to, know who he's working with, and so that, even their offensive coordinator, he had a good chance to get a,
Head coaching job.
head
Yeah.
coaching job,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he was with our coach back in Ryan's. He was with
San
Ryan's
Francisco.
back in San
Yeah.
Francisco, and they're kind of just creating their own thing here, and he'll probably be gone in the next couple of years as long as everything goes right. But he always came
Right.
back. He came back and gave him a second year, so that's I'm excited about that because you don't want to break up so soon. I think going back to the Chargers, they haven't had stability, and so this goes back to the Texans. I want to make sure that CJ has stability, and that creates a lot of success is stability.
Right.
If you look
Yeah.
at
does
if you look at the goats, they had stability.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
so
Head coach, the same head
100%.
coach for a long period of time.
Mhm.
And with coordinators, man, it's a little bit harder because if you're a really good coordinator and your players are putting up a lot of numbers, you're going to get a lot of head coaching offers and
Yeah.
inquiries, and so that's a little bit different. But if you're that guy, and you run that system, whoever you have cycle through, you should still have success, like you said. But most great quarterbacks have had. Look at Mahomes, Brady. It's had Belichick. Mahomes and Andy Reid. Peyton Manning had Tony Dungy for a long period of time. So, you're right. I agree.
And if you look at
That's stability, man.
the Giants when they were doing good,
Yeah, Tom Coughlin and Eli, they were a
Yeah.
good pair for a long period of time. So,
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
big part of it.
yep, yep.